bit it'll be.
Yeah. Those are some tracks that are recorded at for my band Rigor Mortis on the upcoming record. That's going to be doing in January. So I got to work on my solos. My name's Mike Scaccia. I work for Gibson Guitars. I also play in the band Ministry and the band Rigor Mortis. I've been with Ministry since 1989. For those of you who don't know who Ministry is, we were kind of the pioneers of industrial hard metal music, which incorporated samplers with keyboards, and kind of techno music with heavy guitars. So if you've heard of 9 Inch Nails or Korn or Limp Bizkit or anybody like that, we were the first. And then I was also in Rigor Mortis, still am, still in both bands. We were kind of the pioneers of speed metal. We formed in 1983, and again, we're making a new record in January. I'm pretty excited about it. It's been 20 years. We've been together for 27 years. I've been playing guitar a little over 30 years, and I have the luxury to work for Gibson Guitars, which I think are the best guitars in the world. I am a fan of guitars, period, so it pretty much has strings on it. I love it. But I prefer Gibson. That's what I've learned on. I got my first record deal with a Gibson, and I still play them today, obviously. I think they're made the best. for the amount of guitar playing that I do, which is quite a bit. Not as much as I did when I was younger, but still quite a bit. I mean, I put in like 8 or 9 hours a day. That's pretty good. But these guitars are made for a beating. You know, this guitar especially. This is my main guitar right here, which is a Les Paul Standard. It's a '57 reissue from 1996, and maple top, mahogany body. The old rosewood, mahogany neck. I had the Bigsby put on myself, and these guitars usually come with 57 classics, but I'm a big fan of ceramic pickups, so I have what Gibson made here called the Dirty Fingers, which is one of the highest output level for pickups. And then I did something against the grain, which my boss got really mad. He didn't get mad, he was just kind of like rolling his eyes, like, what are you doing? I put a bridge pickup, a 500T in my front, because when I was growing up, when I grew up, Ted Nugent was the guy. And he had this sound on his neck pickup. I wanted that, and that was the only way I could think of getting it. So I put my bridge pickup in my neck, and that's pretty much it for that. I'm assuming everybody here plays guitar, right? Is there how many people here own Gibson guitars? And you guys are happy with them, I assume? Yeah, maybe. So Gibson's making guitars. Gibson started making guitars in 1894, and he was experimenting with. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard this story, so I won't go into too detail about it, but you know, he was a furniture maker, so he experimented with a lot of woods that we still use today, which like mahogany, maple, spruce. And we still use those woods. He also was experimenting with binding and stuff that we still use today. And then right around the mid-30s, 35, Charlie Christian was the first band to play electric guitar in a band, of course. And then right around the 50s, which was my favorite time, it was Ted McCarty era, the solid body started coming around, and that's what, you know, pretty much invented rock and roll. 52, the Les Paul started coming around. And then in the early 60s, there's this great story between Les Paul and Mary Ford's divorce. She was going to come in and take, you know, everything he had, including the Les Paul guitar. So that's where this thing came in, and which we all know as the SG. But this, right there. Les Paul custom. So this guitar came out in '61, so from '61 to '67, there was no Les Paul shape as we know. This was the Les Paul. And a great guitar. I mean, a lot of great people went on to play this, including Mary Ford. You know, Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi, Angus Young from AC/DC. You know, the list goes on with SGs. I know I use a lot of SGs in ministry to get our sound. This guitar, I believe, came out of '61. It's 57 classics. Not a huge fan, I'll tell you, 57 classics because they're like ceramics. So as far as on the pickups go, the first buckers I think really like that. I'm a really big fan of Jimi Hendrix, like everybody, pretty much. When I was a kid, I just could not believe what came out of his guitar. And I remember seeing this footage of him on the Dick Cavett show, of him holding one of these these guitars. And he went out and played Voodoo Child. And I actually have this really cool recording that I managed to get my hands on. I can't really talk about how right now, but it's with Buddy Miles and Billy Cox. Thank you. Anyway, that's kind of a little story on the SG there. Great guitar, man. Great guitar for the money as well. This is,
no, I have not.
Les Paul's come a long, long way. Like I said, they started making them in 1952. During the Norlin years, which a lot of people don't like, that I learned in those years, so they're all right. But the guitars were extremely heavy. It's a big, it's a big deal. People complain all the time if their back hurt or whatever. I personally love that. But no pain, no gain, right? But Gibson started weight-relieving guitars in their factory a few years back, and this is one of them. This is the 2008 standard. It's pretty light. In fact, I should probably pass it around. You know how light it is. Great guitar. This guitar has burst buckers in it, locking tuners. If you check out the back, if you guys haven't seen this, there's no soldering for the pickups. They're connectors, which is great for guys like me because I really suck at soldering. My preference, right there. Les Paul, the way I think they had the best tone. For rock and roll, blues. To me, that's the guitar. Maybe a little less than that. Pretty close. It feels there, huh? It's lighter. Yeah. It's weight relief. Guys like Billy Gibbons, Peter Frampton, they were taking their Les Pauls back in the day and they were chambering them out. And, for a lot of guys, especially guys like me, I'm against that. Let it be. If it weighs 20 pounds, yeah. But really the tone is in the top and in the neck and in your hands. So I found out that it wasn't really the heaviness of the body. Really lightweight. One of the features on this guitar too is it has a locking on the jack, locks the cord in, which I found that out the hard way. The best cord.
Which one smashes easier?
Man, I've never tried to break a Les Paul. I don't know.
I'm with you. I've never destroyed.
I did.
Somebody destroy a guitar.
My very first endorsement of Gibson in 1989 was this guitar. Not this particular one, but it was an SG Custom, or Les Paul Custom SG. I was so proud of that guitar. I was like, because I'm a big fan of Alice Cooper. They always played those guitars in the early days. So I wanted that, and we played the Ritz, sold out that night, really drunk like an idiot, and I smashed it during the set. And man, I was really mad. In fact, I only broke one guitar on stage after that. I just don't like breaking them. They mean too much to you. But I've never tried to break a Les Paul. It seemed like there'd be a lot of work. A lot of shape for that.
The fenders are a lot easier.
Rock and roll. Woo.
Anyway, the 2008 standard right here. Great guitar. I've actually only had this for a little while. So it's got
You couldn't tell.
It's got a beat to go.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. But this one, I've had this one about 12 years. I hope to have it 30 more.
That's where some of these players end up. It feels like a bit closer to the race.
Finally figured out how to get my video.
Uh-oh.
The do-over for Tucson.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
do one more. Has anybody got any questions about anything? That I listened to when I was growing up? Well, great question. I grew up in a pretty crazy house. My dad wanted me to be a jazz drummer. So he grew up in New York. And he actually grew up with the great Gene Krupa. So he was really pushing that on me. But I just didn't have the coordination for it. So I listened to a lot of jazz. I had 3 older sisters that were all groupies, different genres of music. One of them was like into Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. One was into Bob Dylan, Neil Young. The other one was into Skinner and Leslie. So I listened to everything. And then my mom was from the South, so I grew up on a lot of Hank Williams and Buck Owens, Johnny Cash. Hank Garland, guitar player, Les Paul, those are my favorite guitar players. Les Paul, Hank Garland, Chuck Berry, Billy Gibbons, Jimi Hendrix, Frank Marino, Michael Schenker.
Michael Schenker.
Those are like my heroes. So it's pretty, Les Paul and Michael Schenker.
You just mentioned Frank Marino, and I was just thinking, man, I closed my eyes and just saw.
I steal a lot of stuff from him. He changed my life. When I was a little kid, going to see him play, I was really lucky to see him. Just play a lot around Texas. And he was so loud that I remember one time I could feel my insides move at one weird, like I was a lava lamp or something. And this was before I started experimenting. It like changed my life seeing that. When I saw Les Paul on TV, when I was a little kid, it changed my life. The lead solo in that old song "Rock Around the Clock" was a great solo. I mean that particular solo made me just. So that was the first thing I ever did when I picked up a guitar. First thing I ever did. Much after that, but that was the first thing. So yeah, to answer your question, man, I listen to a lot of music, and I still do. I'm a big fan, and I think that's why I survived as long as I have. There was a time when I didn't have fun, with it, and because the business is really horrible in a lot of ways, and it'll just eat you up alive, especially when you're really young. And almost figured out a way to have fun.
Because the great thing is not the measurable play.
You kind of see the thing where you're mad all the time, or you're around people that are mad all the time. Have fun with it. Yeah, so big fan of Lizzie, Jimmy Page, of course. That's probably why I like Les Paul so much. But like I said, I like guitars. I had an Explorer. That was my main guitar for a long number of years. It was an EX2 Explorer. And that guitar just changed my
I went over
life.
to Manhattan for a stay. Oh, to Scaccia Oasis. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly where I went.
Ibanez in the 80s, of course. Jackson, ESP, Yamaha, a lot of these companies, and they were all great, but I always recorded with my Gibsons, and I always went back to them, so I just, one day, I was like, what am I doing, you know, why don't I just play them, you know, so I kind of just strapped them on, you know, again one day, I messed around with certain guitars this year, as far as live goes, they're dependable. I can't get what I can get out of this guitar. I can't get out of a lot of other guitars, and they just feel right. I could keep this on all day long, you know. But any other questions? Oh, exercises. You know, really dumb exercises. You know, just basic. All about alternating. You know, practicing with metronomes, flex. I was telling you earlier. That is the best thing you can do. Because I'm producing this band up in Dallas right now, and they've never played the clicks before. They're like this punk metal band, and they think playing bass is the greatest thing ever. But there's a trick to it. You got to play in time. And so I got them on practicing the click tracks, and it changed their whole outlook on everything. Now they're like, where's the spin? And now they go and watch bands play and can tell their drummers off. Yeah, but you know, it's the best thing you can do for, you know, getting this to catch up. I'm still working on this thing to catch up here. But you know, it's all about practicing and a passion for playing. You know, and just keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't do anything. You know, I've seen a lot of great guitar players just give up, get away, whatever, whether it was drugs or women or whatever. And man, it ain't worth it. Because this is the best therapy in the world. You know, whether you play professionally or you just sit at home and have fun with it. You know, it's just a great thing. You know.
I got a good stupid question. When you get older, can you just pass some of your talent on to me?
I'm pretty old, man. You can have all you want. I'm thankful for that, man. I really do. But you know, I want to get better. And I practice. Sometimes I think I practice too much. But more into songwriting stuff now too. So it's not like I just sit there and practice my skills and stuff, which I need to do. But I'm more about writing songs and stuff. So you know, man, it's just playing and having fun with it.
I gotta spend more time doing what you say. Practice.
And I teach lessons up in Dallas, and I have this one student, this girl. She plays the flying beat. She's awesome looking with it too. But she's really good. But man, she's got 3 kids. High maintenance husband, doesn't work. And she's becoming a lawyer. And she's in 2 bands. And she still finds time to practice and put all that in there. And now I give it up to her. Yeah.
Something about a lawyer.
What is the time you spend away from the guitar? When you eventually come back to it, you have new inspiration, new innovation to play different things?
Usually, yeah. I mean, I try and I play a lot of different kinds of music. I guess I just play heavy metal stuff. You know, I just did a country record. Comes out November 11th. So So yeah, every time I pick up my guitar, it's usually something different. I don't know about you guys, but I always have notes in my head. Like I always hear melodies and shit. Maybe that's insanity or something, but I always hear, you know, I hear something. Or I hear a noise in a laundromat. That's like a loop that loops in my head, and I hear, you know, and I'll go off on that. So yeah, I'm constantly always hearing inspiration in many places. I'm not really looking for it. It's usually there. Although certain things always inspire you, like a beautiful woman, you know, one of those killer, you know, 59s in there.
Acoustic, when you play acoustic, what strings do you tend to
gauge strings?
Yeah, you change up the difference usually when what you're playing or
on acoustic strings, I just use the regular stock 12s, I guess they're 12s. And for electric, I use the same thing. I use 12s. I was using 13s with unwound 19G, but now I'm back down to 12s because my neck is
I've got some 11s on the ones that I tune over.
You see, I know truss rod cover for a reason because I'm constantly tweaking the neck out. And, the strings were just kind of a little too much for it. So I backed down on the 12s, and the same with acoustic. I tried 13s on acoustic for a while, but
yeah, they are.
But the 12s seem really comfortable.
What brand?
You know, I used to be picky about that, and you own, you know, several guitars, it gets expensive. So, whatever company gives them to me, I'll take them. But I don't, there's certain brands that I do. I like GHS, you know, of course, and I love Gibson strings, you know, really, they're good.
Oh yeah, people are coming up with a pretty good friend.
Now, they're going to go bad in 2 hours.
Yeah, well, when you playing professionally, I think
you know, find what's most comfortable to you, man, and you know, go for the most expensive ones. That's very real, and get the most inexpensive ABMs.
Particularly on Gibson, I think this is different. I think at least we sound better on Taylor's than we do on the Gibson.
Yeah, I know Gibson started using those a few years back, you know, because they last longer. But I hear a difference, of course, you know, and they're going to last longer, obviously, because they're coated. But as far as I go, it doesn't bother me, man. I will use whatever's on there, as long as they're not rusted.